Hello and welcome to the Creative Ramblings podcast. This is a brand new podcast geared toward crafters of all kinds. We are going to focus on all things crafty. We're going to cover topics like technique, tech, design, software, marketing, common challenges, and so much more. Each episode is designed to help you move forward in your creative journey. I hope you will join me and gather some insights, not only from me, but from guests who are going to share their expert knowledge with you. I'm your host, Sarah. I have a lifetime of crafting experience that I'm bringing to the table, and I really look forward to having conversations with you. So this episode is episode 0. It is meant to be an introductory episode. I really wanted to share with you who I am, what I bring to the table, and why I chose to add a podcast to my existing YouTube channel that's already filled with crafty tutorials. So let's get into the why behind these episodes. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You'll be notified every week when a new podcast goes live. You'll also get a notification when my regular videos premiere as well. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sarah Vanderkoy. I am the voice behind Creative Ramblings. I come with a lifetime of crafting experience. I have been a crafter since I was very small. I have always liked working with my hands and creating, doing art, building Lego, whatever it is, I love being crafty. About 14 years ago, I can't even believe it's been that long, I started an Etsy shop. I was a new stay-at-home mom and I had just left my corporate job and I was antsy and I needed something to do in addition to taking care of my wonderful daughter. So I started to take some of my handmade crafts, cards, gift tags, invitations, and I put them up for sale on Etsy. It was a great way for me to fulfill that crafting need that I had and go out and share it with the world. The Etsy shop did pretty well. I ended up making custom wedding invitations, a lot of gift tags, and all kinds of other things. One of the ways that I wanted to market my Etsy shop was through a blog. And if we go back 12, 14 years ago, blogs were huge and I was able to reach this new community. So not only was I creating these cards and invitations, but I was out there sharing them on my blog. That soon turned into me creating tutorials on my blog. So teaching people how to make cards, how to make gift tags, how to use their die cutting machine to do all this cool stuff. And that grew my community even more. And I learned something about myself. As much as I love creating, I really love teaching. And it was really fulfilling to watch people learn something from me and then go out and start their Etsy shop or start their small business using the techniques that I help teach them. So really fulfilling, just a really cool experience. So I kept the Etsy shop for a long time. There is actually still an active Etsy shop out there. It's kind of run by my kids now, but it still exists. But right now, these days, my efforts are focused on teaching. So I still have that original blog, that's Creative Ramblings. I have a presence here on YouTube, and I've been here for about 10 years. And then I'm over on social media as well, so there's lots of places that you can find me. Here on YouTube, I focus primarily on sharing tutorials for you, so how to do a very specific thing, and product reviews. There is a lot of really cool tech in the craft world right now, from Cricut to lasers, sublimation and heat presses, 3D printers. There is so much cool stuff out there. So if you want to kind of take your craft journey to the next level and you want to get into some of that tech, I have a wealth of videos for you to take a look at. So I have all those videos. I have an existing YouTube presence. Why a podcast? I want a platform where I can be a little more conversational with you, where I can just share some of the information and insight that I have gathered over years and years and help you move forward in your creative journey. Not only are you going to hear from me, but we're going to have guests on this show as well. And I have this list in my head of amazing people that I want to talk with. They are experts in their field and they can share some of their niche knowledge with you. So definitely look for that coming up very soon. Each of the episodes that we're going to have are going to focus on something specific. And this is a podcast. This is a YouTube only podcast. So there will always be a visual, but really I want you to be able to have these on in the background. Maybe they're up on your living room TV while you're making dinner. Maybe they're on your phone while you're sewing. This is something that you can listen to and kind of absorb the information. And anything we talk about specific, there'll be links in the description. If I'm sharing a specific machine or a specific software, you'll always find links to what we're talking about in the description. So we are definitely going to have episodes that focus on craft tech, how to get into that tech, how to use it, some of the challenges that come with it. We're going to talk about the plethora of software that's out there, from designing your own graphics to using others to working with all of that tech. I want to share some small business episodes on marketing and setting up for craft fairs. We're also going to talk about some of the challenges that we have with crafters. So, a lot of good stuff. If, as you're listening to any of these episodes, if you are a crafter and you are an expert in your niche, there is a form down in the description you can fill out. I would love to talk with you about being a guest on the show. Or if you have something you want to hear about, let me know. We'd love to explore new topics. The other thing that I want to cover every week on this show are craft deals. The crafting world can be kind of expensive. If you own a Cricut and a heat press and a sublimation printer and a laser, you have invested so much money into your craft hobby, whether it's a hobby or a small business. This can be a very expensive hobby or business to get into. So every week I'm going to share with you the best deals of the week. There is really no reason you should pay full price for anything. So I have a lot of discount codes to share with you, a lot of tricks to look for. I can tell you different times of the year to shop for different items. And maybe we can even score some special deals just for viewers of this podcast. So we will definitely have a deals section every week. So again, this is episode 0. This is just meant to be an introduction, but today the first episode also premieres, so you can dive right in and listen to that episode. Episode 1 is how to buy a laser, how to get into laser crafting. It is a really, really cool niche, I have to say, but if you are a Cricut user or even just a manual die cut user, the world of lasering can be a little intimidating. So we're going to have a no silly questions conversation, super, super basic, and I want you to feel comfortable getting into your first laser. Be sure to subscribe. You will get notifications every time a new podcast goes live. Take a look down in the description for any links that you're interested in, and there is a newsletter down there if you'd prefer to get notifications via your inbox when the podcast goes live. You can sign up for that newsletter. And if you want to be cool like me and wear this I'd Rather Be Crafting shirt, grab your own down below the video. I'm really looking forward to this podcast. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time. I want to have this conversational tone. Leave me some comments. Let's chat. I'm looking forward to the Creative Ramblings podcast. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next week.